All right, we're going to talk about our settled offense here, Petey. So it's PD, like the name Peter, Petey. It's a pass down, pick down offense, PD, pass down. So we call it PD, and then we go into a cycle. So the three phases of this is you call PD for a settled offense. If we can't get a transition shot and we have to kind of settle it down, sub off the tired guys and run a settled offense, we call PD. If it doesn't work the first time through, we call cycle, which you'll see here is where we kind of flip it and run it from the other direction. And if we still can't get a look, there's a 45-second shot clock. So then we'll start calling hammer. Hammer is where, if we start calling hammer, it's essentially whoever has the ball, get a shot off. Do whatever you have to do to get a shot off. And whenever you shoot, put it low on the goalie. So you want to put it down at the goalie's like foot and shin pads. That way it's either going to trickle in and we're going to score, or it's going to bounce off their legs and create a rebound. If we get the ball back after we hit the goalie or after we hit a pipe on a shot, it resets the shot clock. So it's PD, cycle, hammer. So PD, pass down. So it's a pass down, pick down. So if this is the goal, this is like half court. We've got two guys high, like high above the goal. We've got two guys low, down, kind of not quite behind the goal, but like GLE almost. And then we have one guy in the middle. So for this sake, we're going to call this 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then whenever I draw these out, I always like to put it what number started where in the corner, just to help emphasize the rotation. The guy in the middle, similar to defense, the guy in the middle is our donkey. So in box, they always call, whether, elementary through professional lacrosse, they call the guy in the middle the donkey or the mule. It's his job to be an ass, essentially. So it's his job to clear the crease. In box, remember, you can hit off ball. So if anybody is kind of pressing in on the crease, especially backside, it's his job while we get set up to clear the crease and just push guys and get them out of the way. So if the ball's starting up here, PD, pass down. So one is going to fight to get open. He's going to push into his defender and then push off and cut out. So he's literally pushing into his defender with contact and then pushing off and sprinting to get open. So one pushes off to get open. Two is going to pass the ball down to one. So we start low. It can start on either side, but we're going to start it down with one. So it's pass down, pick down. 2 and 4 then at the same time. They're going to kind of, 2 moves it to 1. These guys kind of give each other a look. All right, we're going to get started. And they both at the same time do an inside out pick, which is where they're kind of like cutting into the middle and then breaking out so that this defender and this defender can't see them coming, and they're going to set a pick right in that guy's back. Give him a nice shove. So they're setting an inside out pick for the low guys. Both low guys are cutting off the pick. Now they're cutting right off of his shoulder, just like we've been working on in practice, both on ball and off. So right off of his shoulder, guy with the ball, right off of his shoulder. And the reason we do that is so that we can seal these two defenders. So we do an inside out pick. Ball comes right off of his shoulder, and then right as he comes off of his shoulder, this guy again is shoving that defender out of the way. He's going to immediately box him out and cut. So as soon as the low guy comes right off the shoulder of the high guy's pick, the high guy literally sets that pick, turns around and cuts with him. Now if you can imagine, if this cup is the ball carrier and I'm coming to set a pick on the back of his defender, I'm 2, the cup is 1. I'm going to hit his defender in the back, the cup comes right off my shoulder, and then I'm going to immediately turn and cut. And as you can imagine, his defender is now behind us. So we've forced a 2-on-1 because now we're just left with my defender covering both of us. So if my defender, so like if you imagine 2 boxed out, we boxed out one's defender. So now he is completely out of the play as we both cut. He's back here, we pushed him and cut. So my defender, 2's defender, is now stuck playing 2 guys. If he stays on 2, 1 just keeps on going off the pick and shoots. Beautiful. If he switches onto 1, 1 just dumps over the top to 2. Wide open, throws a couple fakes. So that's how we handle the on-ball side. Off-ball, similar thing. Inside out pick. 3 comes right off the shoulder of the pick as a look. 4, who set the pick, sets the pick and cuts, just like we do over here. And then the donkey is going to pick the off-ball defender who is guarding the picker. So 4 has a defender on him, 4 comes and sets the pick, 3 comes right off 4's shoulder, 4 immediately boxes out and cuts, and that seals out 3's defender. So now it's a 2-on-1 right here. But then 5 picks up that 1. So 4's defender, follow, 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 follow. 4's defender is probably right about here as they seal out 3's defender. And then 5 is actually going to kind of watch this and time it up. So as soon as 3 comes off this shoulder, 5 is then finding 4's defender and picking him. So what that does, if you can imagine, that basically sets us up to where we have 1, 2, 3, 4 guys all crashing the net, 2 on each side. And the only 2 defenders to guard them are the 1 defender on ball side who's stuck playing 2-on-1 and the defender who was initially with the donkey, because we've sealed 3's defender to create the 2-on-1. And then the donkey has picked up the picker's defender. So it's literally 4 guys crashing the net with 2 guys playing defense. If for some reason a good look doesn't come out of it, which will happen, we call cycle. So it's the ball carrier's job to call cycle. So if 1 runs off that pick, looks to shoot, there's no shot, looks around quick, there's no open looks to dump it up over or cut it through, 1 calls cycle and simply moves it out here to 3. If 3 doesn't have a shot, 3 saying cycle, 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 everybody backs out. So as you can see, 2 is now low, 4 is now low, 3 is now high, 1, we moved it over, is now high. Donkey gets back to the middle. So as everybody just kind of backs it out, it puts us in a situation where we called cycle, which means, hey, do it again, but now we're going from the other side, and everyone's just flip-flop. So now we've got 3 down here with the ball. We've got 4 down low. 5, the donkey got back to the middle. We've got, oh, kind of losing the whiteboard. We've got 2 who's now down low, and 1 who originally came off the pick and moved it over to 3 is up high. Cycle means we all get back out. 4, we just started over from the other side. 4 is going to push into his guy, cut and get out. 3 is going to move it down to 4. And then, as you can imagine, we just do the same thing, but it's flipped. So now we push the 2-on-1 over here and the 3-on-2 over here, because remember, the donkey's always picking off ball. So now 4 who has the ball, 3 and 1, give each other a look, inside out picks. 4, right off his shoulder, 3 cuts, sealing out 4's defender. 2, right off his shoulder, 1 cuts, sealing 2's defender. The donkey is kind of watching this happen. As soon as 2 comes off that shoulder, the donkey is finding 1's guy, picking him. So once again, we've got 4 guys crashing in from the outside, and since we've sealed off 1 defender, we've sealed off 2 defenders, and 5's picking up a 3rd, we've got another 4-on-2. And in this situation, where a look still hasn't happened, which is gonna happen, rare, but it's gonna happen, that's when we call anchor. So you run it once, you run it twice, now the shot clock's probably getting low, we'll start calling anchor. At that point, you just kind of got to get a shot off. That's where it's kind of up to whoever has the ball. Maybe 4 held onto it, maybe 4 moved it on to 2, maybe like wherever the ball's ended up at that point, we're yelling anchor. It is your job with the ball to get a shot, to get it however you can. If you have to throw a jab and step around a guy to get kind of an shot, if you have to throw a jab the other way and shoot a leaner up over top, if you have to just basically sprint your tail off to just get anything you can out of an on-the-run shot, no big deal. The big thing is you get that thing on goal and that you shoot it low. We want to either get that thing to trickle in or we want to get a rebound. The cool part is on the rebound, we're kind of like playing to that. The backside, like the hidden gem behind Petey and the cycle is that we always will have 3 guys inside. Like we'll always have, like that's where 3 will kind of end up. That's where 1 will kind of end up. That's where the donkey will kind of end up. So as long as we can just get a rebound, there's a good chance that we're either going to get the rebound and get another quick shot, hopefully a goal, or we're going to get the ball off the rebound and be able to reset with a new shot clock. So that's PD cycle, pass down, pick down, cycle. Pass down, pick down one side, double crash, flow back to the other side, pass down, pick down, double crash, worst comes to worst, we call it anchor.